I'm Ray Pierrehumbert. I'm the Halley Professor of Physics at Oxford University, also a member of the Science and Security Board of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which is one of the sponsors and endorsers of the March for Science. Pretty much, I work on the climate of any sort of planet. That includes planets around stars other than our own, the so-called exoplanets, planets in our own solar system, but also the climate of the Earth, going back from 4 billion years ago on into our near and distant future, but particularly the next 100 to 1,000 years, during which the climate will primarily be determined by the amount of carbon dioxide we emit into the atmosphere. So the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists was formed in the years after the close of World War II by the scientists who were behind the creation of the atomic bomb, the first atomic bomb, many of whom worked together in the Manhattan Project. They were seeking a way to keep in touch with each other, to explore the political implications of having unleashed this force onto the world stage. And also they formed the Bulletin as a means of alerting the world to the dangers of nuclear warfare, the awesome power of this new weapon and the great threat it posed to humanity. The Doomsday Clock was concocted by the editor as a science communication tool to be put on the front cover of the bulletin to give an indication, a summary of how close the world was to nuclear catastrophe, to nuclear Armageddon, with the two things being factored quantitatively into the position of the hands now being nuclear warfare and the threat of catastrophic climate change. To give you an idea of what the clock looks like, first of all, it's an analog clock, so we start with a circle. And there is an hour hand, but all the action is really in the minute hand. The midnight is right here at the top of the clock. 15 minutes to midnight is there, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. When the clock was first created, the minute hand was set to 7 minutes to midnight. It crept to 2 minutes to midnight at the point when both the United States and the Soviet Union tested thermonuclear weapons. After the fall of the Soviet Union, when it looked like the threat of global thermonuclear war had receded, the hand was somewhere around 17 minutes to midnight, but unfortunately, since that time, it's crept in a series of moves all the way back to 2.5 minutes to midnight, and who knows where it's going next year. The other thing that we discuss in our annual meeting of the Science and Security Board are emerging threats. So although there are only two threats, the two threats I mentioned that are factored into the hand position right now on the clock, we're tracking a number of other emerging threats, including bioterrorism, cyber warfare, and even farther out on the horizon, the threat of artificial intelligence. Scientific progress has always played a big role in the arsenal of tools that we have available in order to keep us from reaching Armageddon. It's important that we march for science because the truth needs an advocate. One of the saddest things about the political discourse is the introduction of the term alternative facts. True facts, and especially true scientific facts, need an advocate. And that's the advocacy I think that we are taking on in the March for Science.